Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to talk about Zach Wilson's performance against the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. We were home at MetLife Stadium. We lost against the Philadelphia Eagles. As we know, the game was pretty hectic. If you guys want to see my recap video, I posted that yesterday. The Jets lost 33-18, and the defense was the biggest reason why we lost this game. But Zach Wilson showed a lot of promise. He showed development, and I just want to make this video to give you guys my thoughts of what I saw from Zach Wilson and why you guys should be intrigued of Zach Wilson's development. And going into the final stretch of the season, this is a good sign for the trajectory of Zach Wilson. No, it was not a perfect game from Zach Wilson. He did have a bad interception, but I'm going to get into all the positives and negatives that we saw from Zach Wilson yesterday. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at nyjets_media. And if you enjoy the video, please do not forget to hit that like button. I greatly appreciate that. With that being said, let's get right in. So first, let's talk about Zach Wilson's stats yesterday. Zach Wilson was 23 of 38, had 226 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 interception, and had a passer rating of 83.9. So Zach Wilson was phenomenal in the first half. He looked like the biggest reason why I'm taking away this game as a positive for Zach Wilson. And yes, I know some Jets fans are not really concerned about this game with Zach Wilson. They're not reading too much into it. They're not going to really say it's a good game or a bad game because they lost the game. But the one thing that I wanted to see from Zach Wilson after he came back from injury is look comfortable, look confident, cool, collected, poised, footwork, mechanics. That's what I wanted to see from Zach Wilson. That's exactly what we saw from him yesterday against the Philadelphia Eagles. In that first half, he was like 9 of 10 at one point, had 2 touchdowns. It was just really played within the system, and that's really all I asked for Zach Wilson in his rookie season, especially at this point in the season where he definitely struggled early on. He got 4 weeks of sitting back and watching quarterbacks like Mike White, Josh Johnson, and Joe Flacco go out there and execute the offense at a high level, and I feel like Zach Wilson is, making the baby steps in order to be a real NFL quarterback. And no, yesterday does not prove that he is the franchise quarterback. That's not why I'm making this video, but I just want to give you guys my thoughts of why I feel like I'm looking at this game yesterday as a big time positive for Zach Wilson, because the one thing that I saw from him this season in particular is, compared to what he did at BYU, is he really looked like a quarterback that's relying on his arm talent and relying on his scramble ability, relying on rolling to his right and left and making that big time plays and never really playing within the system. And yesterday, we saw Zach Wilson do just that. Stay within the pocket, step up, 3-step dropbacks, hitch, get the ball out, timing is there. He found Elijah Moore on 6 catches for 77 receiving yards and a touchdown. So he's finding Elijah Moore. He's definitely emerging as the number 1 receiver for this Jets offense, which is a great sign for the future. But the best thing that I saw from Zach Wilson is definitely his poise. And that's such a big thing for him as a quarterback, because that's one thing that I was scratching my head about Zach. I was like, okay, he's definitely, trying to get comfortable in the NFL. The game is going a little too fast for him. He has happy feet at times. His mechanic is off. He throws off his back foot a little too much. He relies on his arm a little too much. Well, in this game, you saw him put all the things together, and even Robert Saleh said the same thing in the press conference, that this is a really good stepping stone for Zach Wilson, his progression as an NFL quarterback. Because at the end of the season, guys, right when Zach Wilson came back against the Houston Texans, and I'm like, all right, Zach has like 7 or so games to finish off the season on a high note. What do I personally want to see from him in order to, go into next season with some optimism of Zach Wilson going into year number 2? Well, what I want to see from him is what I alluded to already in this video, is play within the system, be confident, and be poised. Because if you look at his tape in college and BYU, and yes, I know you guys are going to say he played not that good competition. You can't really compare BYU to the NFL, and you're right, you cannot. But the one thing that you can tell of Zach Wilson at BYU is he just exuberated confidence. He went out there on the field, and you can tell that he feels like he is going to do whatever he wants out there, because he has the best confidence in himself and his teammates around him and the system in order to execute the game plan properly. And that's something early on in the season we have not seen from Zach Wilson. I feel like now, with a lot of time off and a lot of time, learning with the system, he has his own personal coach in Beck on the sidelines. He's getting more confident and cool, collected, because that's the one thing about the quarterback position that a lot of people underrate, is you can be so physically talented. You can have a golden arm. You can have everything physically in order to be a great quarterback. But the missing component that determines a good quarterback to a great quarterback is the mentality, is the mental ability to push through adversity, number one, being able to process things quickly, being able to make the right decisions, because the mental ability is what makes you a phenomenal quarterback in this league. And that's the one thing that stood out to me yesterday with Zach Wilson. We know he has physical talent. The only thing that's going to make him a real franchise quarterback for this New York Jets team is if he puts it all together, if he connects his mind with his arm, with his feet, with his hips, with everything. When they all become aligned, that's what we're hoping for as Jets fans with Zach Wilson, to get more progression and more games under his belt. He's only going to get better and better as the season goes on. There's a lot of throws yesterday against the Eagles that we saw where you can be like, okay, Zach, that is why you were the second overall pick. One play in particular, he rolled to his right and he just slinged the ball, missile out of his hand, 11 yards to Elijah Moore. But then the negatives that we saw from Zach Wilson, he definitely is still missing some easy layups. That interception was absolutely terrible. In the fourth quarter, it was, he saw James Crowder over the middle, 3rd and 10, and pressure got into his face. Zach Wilson just decides to, force it over the middle, and it sails. He said it slipped out of his hands. Interception. Absolutely terrible play, but I'm not just going to say that one play is going to make it that was a terrible game. And another thing that factors into yesterday, in my opinion, is the defense did not help out Zach Wilson in the offense at all. And what I mean by that is, if you guys watch the first half, Zach Wilson in the offense scored on 3 straight possessions. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. All from Zach Wilson. A passing touchdown to Elijah Moore, a rushing touchdown from Zach Wilson, and a passing touchdown to Ryan Griffin. And then when the New York Jets gave the ball back to the Eagles with like 4 or so minutes left in the second quarter, the Eagles go out there, they score before half, and then the Eagles get the ball back to start off the half, and the Eagles offense is on the field for 9 minutes. So the offense did not get to go on the field since 3 minutes left in the second quarter. They get the ball back for the first time since that moment with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. So the offense was ice cold, and then at that moment, the offense was playing from behind, so that changes up the entire game plan. So Zach Wilson, Mike LaFleur, and the entire offense has to switch it up. They can't be conservative. They can't be relying on the run game. They can't be just, second and short, third and short, pick up the first down. Play with the time of possession, because the Eagles got a big-time lead, and the defense was not helping out the Jets' offense at all. So at that point, the offensive game plan completely switched. What happened in the first half cannot be replicated because they needed to score fast in order for us to get this victory. So at that point, Zach Wilson seemed like he was forcing things down the field, which he was supposed to do because you were, playing from behind. And you saw Zach Wilson attempt 38 passes, which is a career high, and the reason is because we're playing from behind. So what I'm trying to say is the defense did not help Zach Wilson at all. I feel like if the defense did their job in that game and at least played competent, like the defense did nothing good. Like if the defense got a couple stops, and yeah, they gave up a couple touchdowns, but they got a turnover here, they got a, they forced a turnover on downs here, and they gave the ball back to the offense, and they got in rhythm. I feel like Zach Wilson would have had a way better game in that second half, but since that defense was really atrocious, it did not help him out. And no, that's not me making excuses, but that's just the reality of what happened yesterday for the New York Jets, in my opinion. And if you guys disagree with what I'm saying, listen, you guys have every single right to disagree. Please feel free to comment down below your thoughts about Zach Wilson, because I love to hear what you guys have to say. But in my opinion, guys, to finish off the video, I just really think that this is a positive sign for Zach Wilson, his progression as a rookie quarterback, because obviously, he's struggling this year. If you look at the numbers, if you look at his overall stats, he has 11 interceptions, so only 6 touchdowns and through the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And, this is a big-time learning experience for a young quarterback in this offense with a rookie offensive play caller and all these young players around him. But in my opinion, what we saw against the Philadelphia Eagles shows that if he is confident, if he is poised, if he's comfortable, he is a quarterback. If everything clicks at the same time, he could be a really solid quarterback in this league. He did everything he needed to do. Unfortunately, he did not do anything in that second half to really just, we need explosive plays in that second half in order for us to win, but the defenses really did not help us out at all. Shout out to Elijah Moore. He definitely looks like the #1 receiver. Also, a quick shout out to Tevin Coleman. He's filling in for Michael Carter tremendously. Big shout out to Braxton Berrios, Jameson Crowder. Corey Davis wasn't really existent yesterday at all. But guys, feel free to leave a comment down below your thoughts about Zach Wilson yesterday. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Please hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. And listen, guys, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets. Peace.